Hey guys, welcome to Low Desert Love, and today I'm going to talk about how the quick and easy process of putting up this shade structure right here. The shade structure is made of only a few components. There's the 10 by 20 shade screen. It came with grommets in the outside, which helped tremendously. The 10-foot runs of EMT pipe. What inch size did I use? 3/4 inch. 3/4 inch. And the connector pieces. 2 elbows at the top and a coupler in the middle. Now, to sink these into the ground, there is rebar, 6-foot rebar that runs underneath all these pipes. The 6-foot rebar is 1.5 feet into the ground. There are 2 10-foot runs at the top to make it 20 feet long total. In the center, there is a coupler. Now, the couplers I bought are just couplers that connect 2 pieces together to make a longer piece. What I needed was a T coupler to accommodate the center pole running down into the ground. I did not have that. I would have had to have ordered it online. Home Depot didn't have it, Lowe's didn't have it, and let's be real, where else do you buy hardware stuff from? I don't think Harbor Freight had it either. I don't think Harbor Freight's gonna hold this up. So, I had to improvise. A 1-inch PVC tee is up there with 1-inch PVC pipe threaded over the 3/4 inch EMT. So the bottom of the EMT pipe is over rebar that is sunk 1.5 feet into the ground. The top is run up through the PVC into the T and resting on the coupled EMT pipe that's at the top. Was it ideal? No. But it worked, and it's not coming down. So to connect the shade screen to the EMT poles, this fancy wire right here cost me $10 for a 100-foot roll at Home Depot. I threaded the wire through the grommets that run all the way across the top and secured the wire to the EMT poles just by wrapping it a half a dozen times. This wire is strong. I mean, it took the use of needle nose to get it wrapped because it's tensile. What gauge is this? 14 gauge? 16? It's either 12 or 14 gauge wire. It's got green on it. It was relatively cheap, and this wire is useful. Now, how did I connect it to the bottom here? Now, at the bottom, I just used garden stakes. They're metal. I think they're actually called tent stakes. And I just staked the grommets into the bottom of the bed. Now, it has been very, very windy here since we put it up. 25 mile an hour plus winds. And it's holding up perfectly. Now, monsoon season will obviously be the true test. We'll see how things go then. But this was quick. This was easy. It took us, just because we were working around the ladder around the bed, it did take us, I think, if you cut out the Home Depot runs, it took us 2 hours to put up. Alright guys, now using the pipe cutting tool is very simple. There is your blade right there. Here's your wheel that opens the gap to stick your pipe in. I've got my pipe marked where I want to cut it. So I'm just going to open it up. Tighten it down on my line. Now you don't want to crank this down super hard. The object here is to clamp it down just enough that it stays. Now what you're gonna do is we're gonna spin it and we're gonna create a small groove in the pipe. and then we're going to tighten it again, and we're going to spin it a couple times and deepen that groove. And then once that groove is pretty set and your blade's not going to slip out, we can start cranking it a little harder. The whole process of cutting this piece of pipe is going to take less than 2 minutes, okay? It will take even less time when you're not talking through it. So we're clamped down. We're going to take it for a spin around our line. Clamp down a little harder, take it for a spin. Tighten a little more, take it for a spin. And I don't know if you probably can't see, but there is a groove in the metal where the blade is going around, over and over, a little tighter. Tighter. Now you don't want to over torque or over crank your tool in the beginning because you won't get it seated in your groove. And as the groove gets deeper, you can tell because your spinning gets looser, and that's when you can know to tighten it. Couple spins. We're actually almost there. And that's it. We are through. Unscrew all the way through. Easy peasy. All right, guys, I hope that helped give you some ideas on how you can easily shade the garden. With the Verde trees gone, we needed a quick, fast, easy solution, and EMT with a shade cloth fit perfectly. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and remember, if you aim to thrive, at the very least, you'll survive.